And when I'm elected and go to Washington, I am not going to be voting for Chuck Schumer.
And we know he will vote with Chuck Schumer. His campaign is bought and paid for by Chuck Schumer. The Affordable Care Act does not work. Now, I know that in Phil's book, Fresh Medicine, he supports a single-payer, government-run health care system.
I mean, the congressman brags about how she opposed the Affordable Care Act. Is you're sitting up there, and for the last 16 years, you've had a wonderful health care system fully paid by the federal government, which costs you nothing or very little. And at the meantime, you're voting to take health care away from 250,000 Tennesseans.
I think it's important to note that the Affordable Care Act has driven up the cost of health insurance in Tennessee 176%.
This opioid crisis is a real human tragedy in our state. She went to Congress 16 years ago. She started to get very friendly with the big pharmaceutical companies. They asked her, and she passed the stealth bill that basically took much of the enforcement ability that DEA had to deal with these issues, the law enforcement ability, away.
So what he just said is false. The bill was voted on and passed unanimously in both the House and the Senate.
What is going on now with this Kavanaugh nomination in Washington on the part of both parties just disgusts me. I think we need to listen to everyone, including Dr. Ford.
I think every woman who makes an accusation should be heard. If I were in the Senate, I would vote yes to move Judge Kavanaugh forward. There should be a path for legalization for dreamers. At the same time, we need to secure this southern border.
The United States is absolutely entitled, first of all, to secure its borders. These dreamers, though, I think we have a moral obligation to them.
Taking away gun rights or putting in place gun control is not going to be something that makes our communities safer.
I am and have been a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, and I think there's some sensible things that we can do when it comes to guns.
I am also supported by the NRA. I am running to take your Tennessee values to Washington, D.C. Phil has said he is running to end the dry spell for Democrats in Tennessee. I think D.C. needs to listen more to voters. That's what draining the swamp is about.
And if what people want is more of that sort of hard-nosed partisan politics, take no prisoners, draw lines in the sand, make no compromises, I'm not your guy. But if what you want is someone who brings an attitude of wanting to start making things happen, of getting things done, of pushing the partisanship down, and trying to find some ways to actually solve problems. That's what I want to do.